Because anytime in the clubhouse,
pay for everything.
You're playing. You got a long season. And I know most teams are pretty good, but you guys kind of have to get. I think maybe around August, you're getting sick of each other. Maybe you go through like a 7-game losing streak. Does it get a little tense in the locker room? Maybe on the bus traveling sometimes.
Oh,
with the boys?
Absolutely. I mean, you're with this group of guys for pretty much the majority of the year, 8 months in a row, and it's not only the time that you're together, it's intimate time you're together. It might be TMI for radio, but you're showering together. You're hanging out in the clubhouse together. You're playing together. You're hanging off away from the field together. Yep. So it is almost like 24/7 for 8 straight months. And there are times where somebody might get on your nerves, but like I said at the start of the show, that's just. I mean, these guys are like family. You're not always 100% happy and everything with your family. Sometimes there's times your kids or your wife or girlfriend might make you mad, but that's just a part of relationships, and that's a part of being a team. And it's how do you fight through sometimes where you're not feeling great, you're kind of agitated, but still be a good teammate. And I think the Cardinals, in my opinion, I said this multiple times to guys on the team this year, it was unbelievable to me how well our team meshed and bonded for the course of the season. There was really no problems. Everybody got along, friendly, good teammates. Everybody hung out off the field. So it was just a really good group of guys this year.
And I do think like the comparison between our show and Major League Baseball is a bad one in that if you can make it to Major League Baseball, any guy who can get there, even if it's 2 games, you're one of the best in the world. If you're on this show, it doesn't mean anything because we're among the worst. We're among the worst hosts in America. So there's less pressure on us than there is. But I always found it amazing how you can be like a good teammate when there's a guy who's gunning for your position. Like part of the dynamic of being a good teammate is you got to understand what's best for the team, even if that means someone's going to be taking some of your at-bats. So how do you navigate that?
Yeah, that's definitely a tricky question.
Pretty good, though, right?
At the end of the day, it's about one thing, and that's winning baseball games and having team success. So some guys, I think all guys handle it differently. It's to me, it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's not really a competition because you're hoping everybody succeeds and plays well, but it's kind of a driving force, like, and it's tough in my position because, the guy I'm quote unquote competing against for the last couple of years was Yachty, he's the all-time best. So in a way, it just pushed me to be even better. How can I become even better and even be mentioned in the same sentence as Yachty or Molina? And that's kind of, that driving force that pushed me over the last couple of seasons. It's how can I get better? How can I get on his level? Because he's on a level that's far above everybody else.
Kiz, we had a very spirited debate yesterday with Matt Holliday. We were talking about the fact, and people on the show here had different opinions. The whole deal about during a playoff game, let's say Kyle Schwarber or Bryce Harper hits a home run, all of a sudden you got a reporter, you got Ken Rosenthal in the dugout for a quick 30-second interview after the homer. Now, I'm fine with it. Some other people on the show didn't like it, but then we thought, well, what if Jimmy the Cat Hayes could be in the dugout with you guys? So next year, when Andrew Knizner hits a bombski, all of a sudden there's Jim Hayes at the end of the dugout for a quick 30-second interview. What do you think about that?
If it's Jim Hayes in the dugout, I'm all for it. He might be the only guy I'm happy with being in the dugout and doing a quick in-game interview. I think that'd be pretty good.
Well, so you don't.
Thank you for your honesty and integrity.
Yeah, but what about somebody else though? So you think, and Matty Holliday said the same thing. They're like, no, I don't like that. Like that's our safe spot or whatever you want to call it. And so they don't feel comfortable. So you see Jimmy's all right, but like other people are like, nah.
I mean, there's so many in-game interviews already. You have guys with the headsets on in the dugout. I'll be honest with you. I don't even really know when that's going on because they kind of do it separate down on the other side of the dugout, kind of out of everybody's way. So I really don't have a problem with it. I think it's a good thing for the fans to kind of get that quick reaction, what the player felt, maybe his thought process in the at-bat, or, whatever the hitter was thinking. So I really don't have a problem with it. I think there's a time to do it. I think it's kind of away from the team, so you don't get any background noise, chatter, giving away scouting reports or something. So, I don't have a problem with it, to be honest with you.
I also think that for players, especially in a market like St. Louis, where Cardinal fans are Cardinal crazy, they want to get to know the players outside of the numbers. And, you come on this show, I think that helps. Yeah. I also think it shows that you kind of want folks to know what you're all about. Don't you think that's part of what baseball needs to do? Because, in my opinion, it's all players. Like, the league is, baseball's one thing. People love the sport. But it's the players. And the players that aren't afraid to put their personalities out there, I think they gain something from that.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the way the game's going, people want to see the players. They want to hear the players, and they want to see them on a personal level. I agree with you 100%. And I think, this whole movement of make baseball fun again type of thing, I think it just adds to it. Like, hey, let's get this guy on camera after he just hit a home run in the postseason, and let's talk to him. Let's get his name out there. Obviously it was, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, guys like that. But who knows? Next time it might be a guy that you don't really know as well, and he's able to get his face out there, and people are like, hey, man, I like that guy. He gave a great interview. He said some good stuff, I think it's good. I think it's good for the game anytime you can get the players out there and get them in the public eye.
Hey, I was going to ask you, even in hockey during the summer, if you're in St. Louis, you play for the Blues, they have all kinds of stuff going on. And in baseball, it's hard for you guys to kind of get out and about because you're playing every damn day. So whenever the season's over, do you kind of the Cardinals ask you to come back and do golf tournaments and different events, and you kind of just sit back and pick and choose what you want to come back to?
Well, the main thing we do is the Cardinal Caravan and the winter warm-up, and that's in January. It's kind of like a let's kick the season off type of thing, which I love. I've done it every year. Obviously, COVID, the last 2 years have been a little limited, but I love it. I love being able to interact with the fans, sign autographs, because Cardinal fans get excited. They're already ready to go for the season in January, so it's good to get out there, get a group of guys out there so the fans can enjoy it. It's just overall a well-run event, the Cardinal Caravan winter warm-up, and I always look forward to it every year, and it's just an awesome experience.
Now, I know you don't have kids, but you are a young adult. Do you have any Halloween plans? Do you have a costume picked out? Maybe you're going to a Halloween party. And also, can you give us what your favorite candy would be? Like if you were out trick-or-treating and they give you whatever the candy is that would make your day.
And your worst, by the way.
Yeah, so I'll start at the top. I don't have a costume yet, but I tasked my girlfriend with coming up with a costume because I'm not a big dress-up Halloween guy. That's just it just doesn't fit my personality. I don't like dressing up like that. So I always just tell my girlfriend to get me an outfit. Let's get matching outfits or whatever, and I'll wear it for you because she loves dressing up for Halloween. I think we're going this weekend. I think Rick Ankiel, I think we're going to go over to his house. He's having, I guess, a Halloween party, so I think we might make a appearance there. And as far as my candy, my favorite candy, I love sour gummy worms. But really any candy. I'm not a big chocolate guy, but any like sugary candy I'm in on. Skittles, Starburst,
Sweet Tarts,
anything like that. Sweet Tarts, I love it all.
That's why you're a good guest, because you're honest.
But wait, so if you're trick-or-treating, though, back in the day, and you go out to a house and they give you, like, candy corn, are you looking at them like, hey, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, but you know what? Actually, I've developed a taste for candy corn. My girlfriend loves it. So it's in our apartment everywhere. She has bowls of it everywhere, and I've been crushing it for the last week or so.
So, kids, can you give us some examples over the years, whether it's when you were a kid or if you're doing these couples costumes? What's the best costumes you guys have shown up to a party with?
I like keeping it low key, so we've done like police officers and stuff like that. Simple things. It's nothing crazy. We did a couple of years ago. We went as what's the movie? It. My girlfriend did the makeup as the Pennywise the clown.
Oh.
She went as the clown, and I went as the the little boy that gets eaten under the sewer.
Yeah.
I went as him. So I had my little red balloon and everything, and she did a really good job with makeup. I think it's on my Instagram if you guys want to take a look.
I'll creep you out.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's fun. We have a good time.
So, Kiz, give us off-season Kiz. Give us your day. You wake up. I mean, when do you work out? What are you doing? Are you listening to a podcast? Are you binging a show? I'm sure you're spending time with your girlfriend. You got the dog, but
Luna.
But off-season Kiz, kind of just give us a breakdown.
Yeah, well, once I get into the flow of it, I have a pretty good routine. I wake up early. I like to work out early. And also Luna wakes me up early. Luna's up at like 6:30 every single day.
Yeah.
So I'm up and ready to go. I like to work out early. Usually in the thick of it, I'm done by 2-3 o'clock. So I work out from 8 to 2, 8 to 3, something like that.
Wow.
And then the rest of the day, kind of just depends. If I golf with some guys or hang out until my girlfriend gets off work, and then, we try to have a healthy diet. So my girlfriend she's a great cook, so she makes dinner. And then as far as shows, I mean, we love watching Netflix, HBO, Hulu. We watch it all. We're watching the Dahmer series right now, and just started House of Dragons. So it's
yeah, you'll like that.
We got a constant rotation. So it's I wish I had more exciting things that I do, but it's just kind of business as usual. It's getting in the routine and sticking with it, and really working towards the ultimate goal of being ready for next season.
Oh, you're way more excited than Charlie. Don't worry about it. Hey, but said...
Hold on.
What?
That's true. But you're working out 6 hours
That's what I was
a day
ask
in the
him.
off-season?
What do you do 8 to 2?
Yeah, well, I like to take my time, okay? Maybe I'm not the most efficient, but I like to take my time. It's, I get to the gym, stretch out, take my time stretching out, getting loose, doing my correctives. Lift, lifts can vary in time depending on what you're doing that day. You got a running program, an agility program, and then that's just the physical aspect. Then you also have hitting, catching, throwing, catching bullpens, live at bats once we get closer to the season. So it's
stretching.
It's an all-day event.
You mentioned that
first.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
because stretching takes like an hour after you're done, so that could tie up an hour.
So the reason why it's long is because you have like different compartments of what you're doing. Like, you're not just going and taking swings and then going to have a root beer, right? I mean, you're lifting, you're doing agility, all that stuff is time consuming. I know, because my workout consists of doing a curl, one squat thrust, and then having a snack cake. That's what I do.
Yeah, well, you got to get those carbs in your system.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Kiz, man, go do your thing. Hey, by the way, get caught up on that House of Dragons, dude. It's cool.
Yeah, I just watched the first episode last night. It's off to a good start. I'm a big Game of Thrones guy, so I love it.
I get you, man. Am I, man.
You and Cam are going to be besties.
We are, dude. I told you that. It's all good.
Cam is dressing up as what's his name again?
I'm going as Daemon Targaryen, baby. I'm causing ruckus.
There you go.
That's what I'm going to do. All right, kids, go do your thing,
Thanks,
man.
Kiz.
Thanks for coming on, bud.
All right, see you guys.
See,
Bye.
dude.
See ya.
See, dude.
He's a good dude.
He's an awesome guy.
He's a good interview.
I think you did confuse. I think now I know. It wasn't me with Harrison Bader. It wasn't Seth with Harrison Bader. It wasn't Jimmy. It wasn't Sir Nathaniel.
It was Cole.
It was
Harrison
It was
Bader.
Charlie asking an obscure question about a topic that we talked about that he has no idea what the hell we're saying, and then you confuse the hell out of him, and then he's confused, and then the next time he just gives you one-word answers because Charlie confused him about something. We were talking about, a printer. He's like, what the hell are you asking me? You ruined Harrison Bader, not Seth, not me.
I'd like to pile on,
There it is.
but I actually like that Charlie asked him.
Awkwardness.
Got nothing for you.